Germany and Canada are two really fascinating countries, ones that I personally both love. Not only do they have great culture and great people within it, but they are big contributors around the world who help other countries when in need. And today here on FTD Facts, just for fun, we are going to look at what would happen if Germany and Canada actually joined together, becoming one powerful nation. Hey everybody, how's it going? Dave Walpole here, and welcome to FTD Facts, the channel where generally we just talk about countries a lot. It's kind of like our jam. It's really, really cool. But here today, we are looking at, just for fun, I know you guys are going to say, hey, wait a minute, this would never actually happen. Well, what if it did? Just what if it did? What if, for example, we just decided to say, you know what, guys, we're going to shake hands and we're going to hang out and just be one big nation. I say that because I've been to Germany and I'm Canadian as well, so it would be kind of cool. And also on top of that, the reason we are doing this video is because we did a whole video on which country is better, Germany or Canada, and a lot of you guys had a lot of things to say about it, so we thought instead of separating them, let's bring them together. Now, before we get in this video, just letting you guys know, if you guys want part 2s or more stuff on that, hit those like buttons because we always love looking at the like buttons, and if we know that the like buttons are really high, then we know we got to do more videos on Germany or videos on Canada, i.e. all that stuff. And also, just letting you know, this video has been sponsored by Pirates of the Caribbean Tides of War. But as for that, I'll talk about it at the end of the video because let's get into the meat and potatoes. Now, let's take a quick look at population. Now, Canada has approximately 35,151,728 people. Germany, as of its last kind of rough estimate, has approximately 82,800,000 people. And if we were to combine these two together, they would have a population of 117,851,728 people. Now for Canada, it ranks at 38th and Germany ranks at 16th, but with them together, they would bump up to 12th, actually being bigger than Japan. Now, stretching it out even further, let's take a look at land size, because Canada is huge. I mean, it is a big country. In total, Canada has a land size of 9,984,670 kilometers square, with Germany being a little bit smaller than that, with 357,168 kilometers square. Okay, really not a little bit smaller, but a lot smaller. Either way, combining these two, they would be at 10,341,838 kilometers square. And of course, Canada, although already ranks second, they couldn't beat things like Russia, so they would still be at second. It's just the way it is. So one thing that would definitely change is the capital of this country, and it would be a really hard thing to discuss and figure out, because if the country did exist, it would almost be like Portugal and Brazil way back in the day, where Brazil's Rio de Janeiro was actually the country of Portugal. Now, one thing for sure that would definitely change would be the dollar, because for Canada's currency, it's actually lower than the United States dollar, but for Germany, it's actually a lot higher using the euro. And whether or not Germany decided to leave the European Union to join Canada, due to the fact that Germany has so many products and a crap ton of exports, Canada's currency would just boom, shoot through the roof immediately. And this may actually cause a lot of problems because there's actually good trading that goes back and forth between America and Canada. But either way, just for fun, let's take a look at the GDP, the gross domestic product in purchasing power parity. Now, Canada has approximately $1.847 trillion, and Germany's GDP sits at $4.171 trillion. Combined, they would have a GDP of $6.018 trillion. Now for Germany, they already sit at 5th, but they would go up to 4th and would beat the country of Japan. And to go even further, let's take a quick look at exports, because that's also important as well. I'm not going to look at imports, just exports for now. Because for exports, Canada exports about $856 billion, and Germany has about $3.04 trillion. And combining these two, they would have approximately $3.896 trillion in exports. Now, again, that's just a rough estimation because we also have to take into effect of the exports that go between the two countries and subtract it out. For example, Canada exports approximately $4.78 billion to Germany, and stuff like that is usually gas turbines, iron ore, radioactive chemicals, and oddly enough, coin. And for Germany, they export approximately $13.9 billion to Canada. Most of that, 21% of it, is actually cars. There's also turbine engines, packaged medicaments, human or animal blood, and much more. In total, if we have to subtract these costs back and forth to each other, it would equal approximately $18.68 billion, with a total export coming to $3.877 trillion, which would actually still put them at second in the world. Now, let's go take a look at military. That's also pretty important as well. In total, their military personnel with these two countries together being as one, they would have a personnel of 296,641, with an active personnel of 242,641 people. Of that, they would have 1,127 aircraft, 512 tanks, 7,624 armored fighting vehicles, and of course, 144 Navy craft. Keep in mind, both countries don't have any aircraft carriers. Canada hasn't had one since like the 1970s. So now, generally, we also like to look at Olympic medals and other achievements of the country. And speaking of Olympic medals, we should mention that these two countries are also pretty huge into hockey. Although hockey not being the major sport of Germany, it is still quite a very liked thing. Now for Canada, their Olympic medals sit at 501 with approximately 136 gold medals. For Germany, they have a lot more of 824 Olympic medals in total and 269 gold medals. In total, they would have 1,325 total Olympic medals and 405 gold medals. And keep in mind, if this was to actually happen, they would actually beat Russia when it comes to total medals, but they wouldn't beat them for gold medals. Also, let's mention one major fact, considering Canada really loves hockey. One thing that would change, well, I guess in soccer as well, is the hockey leagues and all the sports leagues would have a major change. For example, just when it comes to hockey, in Germany they have the DEL, and Canada has the NHL and many other smaller leagues as well. Of course, there would be a good chance that you would see more German players in the NHL, and some people may think that the DEL may cease to exist in this scenario, but keep in mind, guys, that is a long flight for NHL players to go from America all the way over to Germany, or even German players to come all the way over, and, you know, vice versa. It's a lot of work. So you could say that there'll probably be two separate leagues. I mean, that's all theoretical. Again, I don't like to get into theory stuff, but there's a logical conclusion right there. So one other thing that I haven't mentioned yet is UNESCO and World Heritage Sites. Now, currently in total, Canada has 18 UNESCO sites, and they are 8 cultural and 10 natural. Now, Germany has a lot more of them, being 42, with 39 cultural and 3 natural. And one thing that we should mention when it comes to these two countries, if they were to merge, they would have some of the most important fossil sites in the entire world. For example, Canada has the Dinosaur Provincial Park, which is located in Alberta, Canada, and has been a major place for dinosaur fossils. And in Germany, they have the Messel Pit Fossil Park, which is located near Messel, or just 35 kilometers southeast of Frankfurt. And not only are they both major tourist attractions, but these are some of the most important geological sites in the world for paleontology, finding hundreds of dinosaurs and mammals. And although Canada has more dinosaurs found at its park, the one in Germany is very popular for finding mammals, birds, and reptiles from an ancient past, giving us a great understanding of our planet and its history. But either way, if we were to take these two countries and combine them together, when it comes to UNESCO World Heritage Sites, they would have a total of 60, being the country with the most UNESCO World Heritage Sites in the entire world, as Italy comes in at number 1 currently with 53. And last but not least, let's take a look at Nobel Prizes. This is one of my favorites. Now, Canada has 24 Nobel Prizes, and Germany has 108. Now, for Nobel Prizes, the one reason I talk about this is because when it comes to any other countries forming under different things, they actually don't erase the Nobel Prizes. They actually keep them within that country. And in total, this would make them have 132 Nobel Prizes, coming in second in the world under the United States, but beating the UK. So there you have it, guys. That's just a brief look of what would happen if Canada and Germany became one big giant country. And guys, if you really like these videos, well, hit the like button, because we always love to do more of these, and we like to compare other countries around the world and also see what other countries could be brought together. And if you guys want to see Germany or Canada be brought together with another country, just let us know down there, because we take recommendations from you guys. It's awesome. Also, before you guys get out of here, be sure to check them out. Our sponsor, that is Pirates of the Caribbean Tides of War. This is an absolute fun game for your app. I actually even have it on my phone, but it's great. You can command pirates and ships, build up your fleet, and conquer the world. It's really quite a lot of fun. So feel free to check it out, guys. It's down there in the description box below. However, this has been us looking at what would happen if Canada and Germany decided to become one big powerful nation. Sure, we missed many different changes on what could possibly happen, and if you have some guesses on how that would go, please let us know. But the greatest part about what makes Germany and Canada allies already is that the regular day people share the same values of raising families, working hard, building safe and prosperous environments for us all to live. For these two nations, Canada and Germany, make up the hearts of some of the greatest people on the planet. All right, so did you like this video and you want to learn about other countries from around the world? Well, here's some cool videos and playlists for you guys to check out. Seriously, if you're just sitting there on the couch and you want to feel like you did something, well, why don't you learn about the great countries around the world, and then you can educate yourself and you can go, hey man, I actually did something pretty good. I learned today. Awesome. But in that, guys, we will see you guys in the next one, and don't forget to subscribe if you're new. Bye-bye.